She has a full life, friends, purpose, freedom. But when asked about marriage, she doesn't explain. She doesn't defend herself. She smiles and chooses silence. Society calls her picky. Family calls her difficult. But psychology calls her something else. A person making a highly conscious life decision. Because this story isn't about women who couldn't find love. It's about women who understood love deeply enough to be selective. To understand women who don't marry, we must first separate culture from cognition. Marriage is a social institution, but emotional fulfillment is a psychological need. And the two are not always aligned. Many women who remain unmarried didn't reject connection. They observed it. They watched relationships closely. Not the ceremonies, the daily dynamics. They saw emotional imbalance, unequal responsibility, silent resentment disguised as commitment. The human brain learns powerfully through observation. Psychology calls this observational learning. When a young mind repeatedly sees intimacy linked with emotional depletion, the nervous system doesn't label it romance, it labels it risk. So later in life, when marriage is presented as a goal, her subconscious asks a deeper question. Will this relationship increase my psychological safety or slowly erode it? One of the most misunderstood factors here is something psychologists call the mental load. Mental load is not physical work. It is cognitive work. Remembering, anticipating, planning, managing invisible details. Research consistently shows that in many relationships, women carry most of this cognitive burden. Not just doing tasks, but managing the existence of daily life. Over time, this creates a state known as chronic cognitive fatigue. It isn't dramatic. It isn't loud. It's a quiet, constant depletion. So when many women choose not to marry, they are not rejecting partnership. They are rejecting persistent mental exhaustion. They are choosing cognitive freedom. Another psychological layer involves early emotional conditioning. Many unmarried women were emotionally mature very early in life. Some were parentified. Some became the emotional stabilizer of their family. They learned how to regulate others before anyone taught them how to rest. As adults, these women don't fear commitment. They fear repeating emotional labor without reciprocity. To them, marriage doesn't feel like union. It feels like another role. Psychology tells us something important here. People who are forced to be strong too early often become selective later, not avoidant. This brings us to attachment styles. Contrary to popular belief, many women who don't marry are securely attached. Secure attachment doesn't chase connection out of fear. It doesn't rush. It doesn't cling. It can wait. Secure individuals value emotional safety more than social approval. They would rather be alone than emotionally unsafe. This is not avoidance. This is discernment. There is also the impact of modern dating environments. Dating apps operate on intermittent reinforcement. Swipe, match, ghost, repeat. Each interaction releases small bursts of dopamine, followed by uncertainty and fatigue. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. You keep moving, but emotional satisfaction stays the same, or declines. Add the paradox of choice, and the brain becomes overwhelmed. When too many options exist, commitment feels risky, and satisfaction declines. Studies show high levels of emotional burnout among women using dating platforms. For many, stepping away from dating is not withdrawal, it's nervous system regulation. Another key factor is identity strength. Women who don't marry often have a well-developed internal identity. Their sense of self is not dependent on being chosen. It is rooted in values, meaning, autonomy, coherence. Psychologically, strong identity reduces the need for external validation. Marriage for them is not proof of worth. It is not security. It is not completion. It is a choice, not a requirement. And when the cost of that choice includes self-silencing, emotional compromise, or identity erosion, they pause. Not because they are afraid, but because they are self-aware. There is grief in this path. Many unmarried women wanted love. They imagined partnership. They believed in shared life. But they refused love that required self-betrayal. So instead of settling, they mourned the fantasy and chose psychological integrity. And here is the most important truth. Women who don't marry are not anti-love. They are anti-erosion. They are not lonely. They understand the difference between solitude and loneliness. Loneliness is the pain of emotional absence. Solitude is the presence of self. They choose relationships carefully because they understand the cost of the wrong one. So the next time you see a woman walking alone, eating alone, or traveling alone, don't assume she is waiting. She may have simply realized something profound. Her life did not begin with partnership. It began with consciousness, and she chose to keep it that way.